stand just to the right, stage right of the podium here.
All right, man. Good to see you.
You don't have to be in perfect order as long as you're comfortable. And you guys are standing. It's a little chill. So you can see the mic short.
Block is coming back. Did you guys do more than one in this block?
Not this block, but we have a few in the, about 10 in the area. Yeah.
That one is with the orange that we just sold. So.
All right, ready? All right, good afternoon, everyone. We're excited that you're here to celebrate our Rehabbed and Ready 100th home listing in the Islandview neighborhood. I'm Veronica Johnson. I am the Assistant Director of Property Rehabilitation at the Detroit Land Bank Authority, and I am glad that the mayor, our partners, National Faith Homebuyers are here to celebrate this event with us and speak to this historic milestone. So first, I would like to welcome Laura Granneman, who's the Vice President of Rocket Community Fund and Executive Director of Gilbert Family Foundation.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. It is wonderful to be here. This is such an exciting announcement, and this truly is like a full circle moment for so many of us. It's almost like a little reunion, I feel, because we've been working on this program for so long. Back in 2016, we were proud to launch the Rehabbed and Ready program. We hit a few bumps along the way, but we have always remained faithful to our core mission, which really is about stabilizing housing across neighborhoods around the city of Detroit, and in particular, trying to address this really critical issue of ensuring that Detroit residents all over the city have access to financing. Unfortunately, what was happening too often was that Detroit residents wanted to get a loan, they wanted to sell their house, they wanted to refinance their house, but the value of the home, because of tax foreclosed properties, because of distress sales, was really pulled artificially down. And so they weren't able to get access to financing. This program is so special. It is so close to our hearts because what we do is we put money and time and capacity into these homes. It's all new electrical, mechanical, and plumbing. We put so much love into these houses. And we then put them back on the market for the market value. So almost every time we are taking a significant loss on these properties. But what I'm extremely excited to say today is that when we started this program, the average loss was 31% on a Rehabbed and Ready property. 31%, 3 cents out of every dollar, right? But today, the average loss on a Rehabbed and Ready property is 7%. That means that we are just that much closer to ensuring that Detroit residents have the right access to financing that they need and they deserve. So homeowners all across this neighborhood are going to benefit from this home right here. And, of course, right alongside that, right, we know that the market today is different than what the market was back in 2015, 2016. And in order to make sure that we're still serving Detroit residents, we need to continuously change the way that our programs are working. The market has grown in the city of Detroit, and we're incredibly proud of that. And now it's time to make sure that these homes, these Rehabbed and Ready homes that we put so much work into, are remaining accessible to Detroit residents. So we're really proud today to stand alongside our partners at the Detroit Land Bank Authority and Dina Harris to be able to launch a new down payment assistance program that is specific to the Rehabbed and Ready program. So thanks to National Faith, thanks to the Detroit Land Bank Authority, and the Rocket Community Fund, we will now be able to serve residents up to 120% of the area median income to be able to qualify for critical down payment assistance that will ensure that these households, these homes are not only setting comparables to benefit homeowners all around our city, they are also remaining accessible to Detroit residents. So with that, I am very proud and excited to introduce a longtime partner of ours, Reginald Scott, who is the CFO and COO of the Detroit Land Bank Authority. Reginald.
Good afternoon, everyone. Over 8 years ago, we started the Rehabbed and Ready program, and as I look about the crowd, I see a number of our team members who are here, and I just want to take this moment to acknowledge the Rehabbed and Ready team, the former team members and the current team members, because without your hard work and diligence, this 100th listing would not be, it wouldn't be happening today. So give yourselves a hand. Well, the evolution of the Rehabbed and Ready program is something that we consider a success because in the first 3 years of the program, the median sales prices for those neighborhoods in which we enacted the Rehabbed and Ready program, it increased the volume or the sales price by an average of an 11.5% increase. And that is what, as Laura was saying, that is what the program was intended to accomplish. When we started Rehabbed and Ready, we had one general contractor. And in that time, we've grown from one general contractor to now more than 30 small, minority, and women-owned businesses who are working and gaining access to the support and the resources that the Rehabbed and Ready program has. So that's another thing to give a hand. Thank you. Just a little bit about this home. This home is a home built in the city of Detroit in 1909 in this Islandview community. And as we sit here today, the successful work of the team has created a home that is now all electric, and it is 51% more efficient than the surrounding homes in this neighborhood and homes in the city of Detroit. So just another hats off to the team for the remarkable work that you've done. None of this would be possible without our Rocket Community Fund. So again, thank you, Laura, for your hard work and the times that we sat in your office and you were questioning the program and its effectiveness. And now we're all happy to be here with the 100th home. So again, on behalf of the Detroit Land Bank Authority, we continue to work to return property to productive use. And at this time, it is my honor and a privilege to present to you Mayor Mike Duggan.
Well, these are the fun days. And I want to go back to how this started. And Dan Gilbert deserves enormous credit, along with Erica Ward Gerson, the chair of the Land Bank. They were the ones that started this. The Obama administration provided us $250 million to do demolitions of houses in Detroit when we had 45,000. Except there were a lot of houses in Detroit that were structurally sound. The problem was that it took $80,000 to rehab it, but it was only worth $60 in the neighborhood. It took $100,000 to rehab it, but it was only worth $80. And so I went to Washington, D.C. I sat in the office of the Secretary of Treasury, and I said, look, this makes no sense. You're paying us $20,000 to knock a house down. If I could put $20,000 into subsidizing it, I could get it saved. And the Treasury Secretary says, you make perfect sense, except Congress's appropriation says it's only demolition. And we were looking, saying we were going to have to knock these houses down because it was going to cost more to rehab them than they were worth. And as we were struggling with this in 2016, Detroit, coming out of bankruptcy, didn't have money to be doing this. Dan Gilbert showed up in my office, along with our board chair, Erica Ward Gerson at the Land Bank. And I said, here's the problem. They said, we know the problem. Of course, Dan, you don't have to explain numbers to him. He said, what if I contribute through philanthropy that $20,000 or so gap? But we're not going to do it forever. We'll go into one neighborhood, rehab 4 or 5 homes. When the property values in that neighborhood go up, we'll go to the next neighborhood and the next neighborhood, and people will rehab homes long after we're gone. That was the way Dan laid out the plan in 2016. And it's remarkable what has happened. So Veronica Johnson, who's now done 100 of these, congratulations for your great work. But as you drive up and down the streets in 2016, the only houses being rehabbed were the Land Bank. Today, there are houses rehabbed in blocks up and down this city because of the work that they started. And last year, there were more than 2,000 houses rehabbed and occupied in the city of Detroit. But Laura, you and the team, at a time when it seemed like an impossible situation, were there to support us. The Land Bank executed beautifully, and they're actually going to go out of business on Rehabbed and Ready because property values in the city have risen to the point that the private sector can do it. But I will never forget who got us on this path. Thank you for everything that you did.
Thank you, Mayor. Now I'd like to introduce from City Council President Mary Sheffield's office, Community Liaison Ray Simpson.
Thank you. She gave me a whole page, but I'll be brief. Again, my name is Ray Simpson on behalf of the benevolent Madam President Mary Sheffield, and I quote, "Today is a great day in the city of Detroit as we celebrate the 100th Rehabbed and Ready home being offered for sale right here in District 5. I might add, I'd like to acknowledge the Rocket Community Fund and other funding partners in the land bank for making it a success. This is a one-of-a-kind program designed to create opportunities for home ownership in Detroit's neighborhoods, reduce residential blight, and restore home values." Told you I'd be quick. Thank you.
Thank you, Ray. Next, I would like to welcome Dina Harris, CEO of National Faith Home Buyers.
Hello, everybody. Well, first of all, I am so excited about today's opportunity. Because of Rocket and the Land Bank team, this house will be eligible for up to $50,000 in down payment assistance money for families in Detroit. So in addition to being able to buy this house, now they will be able to apply through National Faith for up to $50,000 to help them buy this house. Okay, I can't tell you how wonderful this is and what an opportunity for National Faith. I have to acknowledge the mayor who started me on this path to down payment assistance, and so I'm just so appreciative of what I see about to happen. I think we're starting with 3 to 4 houses, and then we will help families apply for this property and hopefully close on it. But families anywhere in Detroit that want to buy this house are welcome, okay? Our down payment program will be for residents of the city of Detroit. If any additional information, reach out to us at 313-255-9500, or you can go to our website, which we're in the process of completing, to explain this new down payment program. It's in its infancy, so it'll be a couple more days, but we will have a DPA program on our website for the Rocket Community Program. I think that's it for me. Thank you. God bless.
All right, so I would just like to conclude and say thank you all for coming out. We appreciate the support, again, from our partners, from the mayor's office, from City Council President Mary Sheffield's office, and yeah, tour the house. Thank you.
All right. Well, this is great.